Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate Cochise Cats. In the next hour, we are excited to share with you the accomplishments of Cochise Cats, the success of Cochise Cats students, the goal to expand the Cochise Cats partnership to include you, our community. To kick off the presentation with the welcome, I'd like to introduce Abe Villarreal, Dean of Student Success at Cochise College, and Sarah Whelan, Assistant Vice Provost of Distance Education, University of Arizona.
Thank you for the introduction, Amy. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today to celebrate the successes of the Cochise Cats program. I'm really happy to see the interest in this program from both institutions and from our Cochise County community. As a lot of you on this call already know, this program is really near and dear to my heart. As a transfer student myself, I know how confusing it was to try to navigate two institutions, pick all the right courses that would transfer, and adjust socially and academically to those environments. And many of our students even attend multiple institutions before finding the right fit in Cochise Cats. So programs like Cochise Cats really support students through critical transition periods with an ultimate goal of eliminating those actual and perceived barriers to transfer. I believe in these transfer partnership programs so strongly. I've built my career around them, and I'm now focusing even my research efforts in a doctoral program on this particular Cochise Cats partnership. So specifically, I'm looking at the unique transfer advising roles, those of the Cochise Cats advisors, both of whom are with us here today, that we support across the institutions. My research so far has yielded some really rich information about the barriers our Cochise County students face, how the advisors and student success coordinators play a key role in providing the student with informational and relational capital, and the importance that students place on the relationships that they build with the institutions and its representatives. There's also shaping up to be some statistically significant differences in transfer success between the local Cochise Cats students and the general population of students who transfer. For example, after students transfer to the U of A, Cochise Cats retain at around a 10% higher rate after their first year of classes, and Cochise Cats are twice as likely to graduate within 3 years after transfer than the general transfer population. So in light of those successes, I know the Cochise Cats Coalition is going to share more of the successes of the program with you, and I hope you see the same value in this program as I do and are interested in collaborating with us to continue to expand student success into the second decade of the Cochise Cats partnership. Now I'll turn things over to Abe, the Dean of Student Success at Cochise College, to continue our welcome.
Thank you, Sarah, and good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to also be sharing more than 10 years of success with this important collaboration. I too was a transfer student at one point, and originally a transfer student from Cochise College. And at that time, we didn't have this great partnership. So as I've come back to the institution, to my alma mater, I'm really excited to see that there are such partnerships that guide students from the first day they step on campus all the way to graduation. And we know through the success stories, some of it which you'll hear today, that students' lives are really impacted by this coalition of people coming together across different institutions to guide students every step of the way. And I think what's exciting is that today, for those of you that are here, you'll get to learn a little bit about how maybe you can have a role to play as we try to broaden to the wider community our outreach to create different partnerships to be part of that success path for our students. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for helping and celebrating success that comes through partnership.
After one semester in college, Seth Walker joined the Army. 11 years and 2 deployments to Afghanistan later, Seth moved to Sierra Vista to work as an Army instructor. His passion for teaching ignited a spark. Seth was ready to go back to school and finish his degree. In order to complete his education, Seth chose a degree pathway known as the Cochise Cats program. This pathway allowed Seth to attend community college, in this case Cochise College, before seamlessly transferring to the University of Arizona Sierra Vista to complete his bachelor's degree.
Balancing work and school wasn't easy at all. Without the advisors, I wouldn't have been able to schedule my classes. I wouldn't have been able to get into the course catalogs and really plan out my plan to graduate. They streamlined it for me. They made sure I wasn't taking classes that wouldn't count towards my degree.
Students have always been able to transfer from a community college to a university. J.D. Rottweiler, president of Cochise College, explains what's changed.
Today, collaboration is how we get things done, and with the completion agenda, our desire to get students through associate's degrees and bachelor's degrees or directly into the workforce. And in the state of Arizona, the community colleges and the universities are working closer together than they ever had.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Meninger, and that video that you just saw is actually a video that lives on the Arizona Board of Regents website. Because as you'll hear next from our keynote speaker, conversations about the transfer process and efforts to improve a student's transfer experience is a statewide initiative. Here in this slide, you'll see all of the larger accomplishments that Cochise Cats has met with. Of course, the video is a huge accomplishment for us as well, but what you don't see here are the list of everyday accomplishments of our students. Cochise Cats was established to support the successful transfer and degree completion for students transferring from Cochise College to the University of Arizona. College is a huge investment, and when you live in a community where your public options for higher education are to attend a 2-year institution and transfer to a transfer institution, Cochise Cats is the platform that is instrumental in creating partnerships, in informing our communities of the importance of starting the transfer conversation early, and of course, preparing students in reaching their academic and career goals without being discouraged by a transfer process that could literally rob them of units, time, and money. Here is a quote by a student that I really thought summed up what we are hoping to accomplish every day with Cochise Cats. Instead of feeling confused and lost, I feel better because I know where I am going and what classes I need for my bachelor's degree. The Cochise Cats program is invaluable because it helps students like me who are stuck in the middle. I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, Erin Waddell. Erin is the Executive Director of AZ Transfer. And with that, Erin.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Give me that Zoom nod and thumbs up. Thank you so much for having me. I want to thank Melissa for inviting me to this amazing opportunity. And I'm so glad to hear you guys spending the time to acknowledge the hard work that you've done. I know that not to beat like the dead horse of all the things that are going on right now, but it is so important to take time to acknowledge the work that's been done even under these crazy circumstances. So I do have some slides that I'm going to share. Hopefully this will go seamlessly, just like all of the Cochise Cats transfer experiences, right? Let's see. I'm gonna see. All right, so I'm going to start talking a little bit about AZ Transfer. For those of you who don't know, I'm excited, and like looking through all of your faces here. So many of you I recognize from AZ Transfer and from our public institutions, but some faces are familiar for different reasons. So I just want to shout out to Abe. I've worked with Abe in some other work that I've done. So it was a nice surprise to see you here this morning. So AZ Transfer, for those of you who don't know, we are the statewide collaboration between academic leaders among our public and tribal community colleges and our 3 state universities. I'll talk a little bit more about our history, but this is really such a unique model, and I'm really excited to see all of the things that have been born out of this AZ Transfer and the statewide transfer system. Let's see. So first of all, on behalf of all of us at Easy Transfer, there are just 5 of us on staff. We want to congratulate you guys on all of the hard work that you've done. It's pretty impressive that you've managed to build upon what the transfer system was set out to do and make it successful for the people in your own community. And that's really at the heart of the transfer system, where Easy Transfer builds the statewide common ground. And then it is our hope that our community colleges and university partners build upon that to make custom, personalized programming that works specifically for your students. So I'm not trying to steal your thunder or anything, but next year we're celebrating 25 years of the Arizona transfer system. So that's pretty crazy. We were actually born out of legislation that was passed in 1996. So 2021 makes 25 years. And if you think about it in the context of what you're celebrating today, 10 years, that makes the Cochise Cats program one of the longest standing unique agreement programs between our community colleges and universities. There are other similar programs throughout the state, as I'm sure you're all aware. There's MAPS and TAGs at ASU, there's 2 NAU programs, but your program is so unique and amazing. And I just want to applaud you for being part of being a visionary and really carrying this torch forward and building on the success of the Arizona transfer system. So the whole purpose of the Arizona transfer system is that collaboration between all of our colleges and universities. Granted, there is state legislation that told us that we had to get our act together and all work together to make seamless transfer pathway programs for Arizona students that led to baccalaureate degree completion. Yes, we were told to do that, but I continue to be impressed and just inspired by all of the work that continues to be done to make those pathways more seamless and make things more accessible for students across our state. So we are, as I mentioned earlier, we represent all of our public institutions in the state of Arizona, to include our 2 tribal colleges, Thana-Otham and Dene College. So it's really important you are part, while your Cochise Cats program is a very unique custom program, you are part of a bigger system that does provide opportunities for students across the state. So I applaud you for that. Being part of this is a very, very unique system. There are not many states who have a system like ours. In fact, we are routinely approached by other states who want to copy the model, the transfer model that we have here in Arizona. We've been approached by Kentucky and Georgia and Washington. I'm trying to think of some of the others off the top of my head. I had them all written down and not the expert on Zoom and PowerPoint at the same time. So, but we are nationally recognized for the work that we do here in Arizona. And that I can't stress that enough, because I feel like there are a lot of times that Arizona gets kind of a bad rap, but we are really crushing it in the transfer world, and people are looking to us, other states are looking to us to model what we're doing. I think part of the biggest success of our system is our faculty-driven transfer model. Really the heart of all of the course equivalency guide, all of the work that is done by our faculty really is the heart of the system. And if our faculty didn't get together every year in the fall, right? Actually today, right now, we have multiple meetings going on right now between faculty in different disciplines. They meet once a year to discuss equivalencies, they discuss exams, they discuss all of those things that go and make the Arizona transfer system, they provide the meat and the bones to the system. So I think that is a really key part, because it's our faculty who are educating our students, and it's the faculty who are helping make this system go. So I just got a shout out to our faculty. Our vision for Easy Transfer is that college degree pathways are accessible to all Arizonans. This is really at the heart of what we do. It's our vision, it's our goal, and we do that in a number of ways. We have our Easy Transfer programming, which includes the tools and resources on easytransfer.com, and the ways that we train and educate and promote and support the educators and staff at our colleges and universities to help students make educated decisions on their educational options. So we want to make sure that no matter what a student chooses and no matter where they are in their educational career, they have access to information and tools that will help them ensure a seamless transfer without loss of credit, or with as little loss of credit as possible. So something you may not know about AZ Transfer is that we actually also have a statewide data warehouse of transfer students called the Arizona State System for Information on Student Transfer. And it's kind of hard sometimes to measure the success of our system because students do so many things, and we have a ton of information though, and a ton of data on how our students are mobilized through our state. So what I've prepared for you today are a couple of slides about some statewide, well, first some statewide data. These are our statewide fast facts. This is actually reported from our 2018-2019 academic year. We are currently in the process of getting our 2019-2020 annual report approved. So I can't share that with you quite yet, but it will be ready soon. And when it is, it will be posted on our website, our annual report. So this is data from our 18-19 year. This is a statewide look at what transfer students and what AZ Transfer has been up to. Some things that I think are notable are that 16,000 and this thing is blocking it, 16,029 university graduates from either ASU, NAU, or U of A, or U Arizona, excuse me, had credit from an Arizona community college. So any amount of credit from an Arizona community college. That just shows the value and how community colleges are contributing to the success of a university graduate. So when we look at transfer data, there's the standard definition of what makes a transfer student, and that's a student who has completed at least 12 hours at the community college before entering the university. And that is not, excuse me, sorry guys, that's not inclusive of dual enrollment. It could be inclusive of dual enrollment credits, but it's a student who didn't enter the university immediately upon high school graduation, but has at least 12 credit hours that they took at the community college. So knowing that 16,029 students had some kind of credit from a community college really shows the value of what a community college does and how it can impact university completion. Let's see what else. 6-year graduation rate is 75.7% for transfer students who entered with an associate's degree. We know from the data that students who complete an associate's degree or an Arizona general education block are more successful. They'll graduate faster, they'll accumulate fewer hours on their path to a bachelor's degree. So those are some things that we see when we look at how our students are behaving and what kinds of behaviors lead to success at the university. And our community colleges are helping prepare students to make good choices in the coursework that they're taking so that they spend less time at the university, accumulate less credits, and graduate faster. So this stuff is available on our website. I don't want to spend too much more time on it because I did also prepare some information for you about your own institutions. So each year we prepare, AZ Transfer prepares partnership reports that are custom to each of our participating institutions. So those came out in September. So I wanted to just share a couple of fast facts about Cochise College. Now this is a statewide lens, so it's not specific just to U Arizona. It includes all Cochise College information to ASU, NAU, and U Arizona. So these are just some snapshots of facts. 32.29% of new transfers from Cochise College to any of our state universities entered with over 60 credit hours, which is quite impressive. The 6-year university graduation rate of new transfer students from Cochise College is 72.3%. And we had 318 baccalaureate degree recipients had credit from Cochise College, and 319 new transfers from Cochise College to our 3 public universities. This is for 1920. And for U Arizona, we had 1,732 new transfers. 47.92% came from a community college, with 60 or more credit hours. 50.4% of degree recipients had credit from an Arizona community college, and 14.24% of University of Arizona freshmen entered with Arizona Community College credits. So if you would like to see some more of this data from your partnership reports, I can send out the links to Melissa or post them in the chat, and you can look through and see there's more data. Some of it's not student-centered because at AZ Transfer, we are focused a lot on organizing the faculty and staff and doing training of our faculty and staff. So there's not, if you're looking for student data, Assist has a lot of that. But these partnership reports have a lot more stuff that also looks at how AZ Transfer has served your institution in the past year. And finally, this is, I just find this interesting, I don't know why, a course equivalency report. And what this does is it shows which courses from Cochise College, how they're transferable to Arizona. So as you can see, there are 144 courses that have direct equivalency, 354 that have elective credit, 181 are non-transferable, and then we have 28 courses kind of hanging out there in the ether that haven't landed in one of the other buckets quite yet. So what this tells me is that the work that you guys are doing is really important, and you can see how our faculty are listening. We have quite a few courses that will help students be successful as they venture on to Arizona from Cochise College. So this is some of the other data that is available in those partnership reports. And lastly, if you want to contact us for any reason, we're here. Our executive director, Kelly Robles, her information is up there, and mine as well. I will put those links to the reports in the chat. I don't know if we have any time or interest in asking questions, so I will leave it to whoever's master of ceremonying to let me know what you want to do next.
Hey, Erin. Yeah, we do have actually a little bit of time for people to ask you questions. If anyone has any questions for Erin.
Michelle, I have a question. This is Linda Deno. Here, let me turn my video on. Because the BAS takes credits in a block of 75, how does that fit into that slide that you just had up with the, 181 classes that didn't transfer? Does your report do anything in terms of looking at, how should I say, the success of transferring into a BAS program versus into the university as a whole? You're muted.
It doesn't distinguish between, this report doesn't distinguish between those things, but within Assist, there are things like there's a course progression report that will show how students succeed and progress through a certain discipline once they've attended both the community college and the university. That's definitely something we could look into. That's not included in this report. It doesn't drill down that deep, but it's something that could, that's a good research question that our data folks could definitely pursue.
Okay, if there are no more questions, then thank you so much, Erin. Really appreciate that. Fascinating.
Thanks for having me. If you have any questions, I'll hang out here and I'll be in the chat, and I will post those links to the reports for you as well.
Great, thank you, Erin. So I went back to this slide because I just wanted everyone to look at I know we had talked about how we are celebrating Cochise Cats and how we've been celebrating. We established Cochise Cats, our first signed agreement in 2009, and all of the things that we've accomplished since then, and just how Erin said, AZ Transfer is celebrating their 25 years. It's and you know, we've almost half that. It's been it's definitely a lot of work and effort and energy that is put in by both institutions to ensure that a program like Cochise Cats not only, you know, stays around but succeeds and grows grows into, you know, what is now relevant and what is necessary for students today and our communities today, which is why we are having this celebration today as well. And with that, I will have Melissa come on.
Good morning, everyone. It is so wonderful to see all of you. Thank you so much, Erin, for that presentation. I do have to say, Erin, my first Arizona transfer event that I went to, Erin was so amazing. She was so full of energy. And we also happened to be selected to present for that first one that I ever attended to. Remember, Erin? I was so giddy about it. And I'm like, I can't believe we're going to present. And Erin, I have to say, there's every single one of you here that is here is because you truly believe in the power of education. And we have an opportunity, being at the U of A, we have an opportunity to be able to work with all of you and see that passion that you have to make sure that our students are taken care of. Erin, when I met her, she is probably one of the most exciting advocates for transfer that I've ever met in my life. She just wants to make sure that she takes care of all of us, all the institutions and all the processes, and she does such a wonderful job with that. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, Michelle shared with all of you some of our successes. And I also wanted to share with you that apart from presenting at Arizona Transfer, where we received a standing ovation for our presentation. I don't know if you remember that, Michelle, but we also presented at Haku a couple of years ago with Dr. John Walsh. It was a Cochise Cats presentation as well. And we also received a standing ovation there. We had a panelist of students that were sharing their experience and their journey with Cochise Cats, and it was just so amazing. So I say that because I want everybody to understand how unique this partnership is. It feels like it's out there and there's other institutions doing it, and they are, to some degree, they are definitely doing this sort of partnership, but not in such a great and cohesive way that this one is doing it. And I have been honored to be a part of it for the last 8.5 years. And if I would be physically in a room with all of you, I would ask Susie to hold hands with me, because together we did so much for our Douglas students and for Cochise Cats. And she is the direct representation as a joint academic advisor. That, by the way, the joint academic advisor was something that came up from this Cochise Cats partnership. This is where it was designed. So Susie, virtually, I hold hands with you. It's just so great to work with you and to make sure that this partnership continues, and hopefully it will continue for many, many more years to come. But so anyway, sorry for getting a little emotional there. But so Cochise Cats vision. One of the really cool things, I think, that where we're heading with Cochise Cats is that we are now very much interested to expanding it out into the community. Hence, a lot of you that are part of the community and they were invited to this presentation or this celebration. In the past, a lot of it was internal. It was about having meetings with Cochise College and having retreats with Cochise College, and just that very one-to-one partnership with them. But we have decided as a Cochise Cats Coalition that it was time to expand it, past the institutions, that it was time to include the community, to have everybody not just join in the celebration, but also partner with us for this next version of Cochise Cats, if you will. So I love that we have now a vision for Cochise Cats, which is what you see here: community-based effort to provide access and opportunities that support a student's successful academic journey and prepare them to enter a thriving economy. We can't do this by ourselves. We can't. As institutions, we need the help of our community, we need the help of our industry partners. And that is why we'd like to make a call for everyone to join us in this journey, join us in supporting the students. They are just so wonderful. The students, you know, I'm a transfer student myself, just like everybody that has spoken has expressed. And there are definitely issues and barriers that unfortunately, as a student, you don't know how to navigate unless you have the right people to help you. And this is exactly what Cochise Cats does. Students have expressed to us that they feel that they never left one institution and then transferred to another. They've expressed to us that they felt that they were part of one institution from the beginning. And that is very powerful for a student, especially a transfer student, to be able to say. So with this vision, we'd like to influence academic program offering to align with current and future workforce needs. So all of you that are with us here in this celebration, if you are our industry partner, we definitely want to hear from you, and we want you to partner with us. We also want to create and develop student opportunities. So this could be in the form of internships, in the form of placements once students are done with their education. And then also we want to retain our education force in our community. That is one of the most important things that we strive for, that how do we retain these wonderful students that we're putting out there into the world, and all the knowledge and all the skills that they have gained with us. How do we make sure that we retain them and we keep them here? So with that, we'd like to go to the next slide, because these are the initiatives that we have identified for Cochise Cats in this new community partnership, community and industry partnerships. We have identified that each and every one of these work together. We don't work in silos. We have to make sure that every single one initiative one of these initiatives are somewhat embedded with each other, and that are somewhat collaborating with each other. So early outreach through high school, those individuals, those industry partners that have the opportunity to work early outreach through high school. For example, I didn't see Mrs. Jackie Clay. I don't know if she has a representative from the Cochise County Superintendent's Office, but that's a perfect example of somebody that we'd like to bring to the table for this new community partnership initiative. Also, how to create academic pathways. And Erin did a wonderful job on explaining how that all comes together. How do we create grant opportunities and scholarship development? I do see that we have our wonderful Wendy Grindy from the University South Foundation, where we give thousands of scholarships every year to our students. But, you know, even Wendy and the University South Foundation, we need help. We need help with from industry partners, so that we make sure that we remove one of the major barriers that our students have, which is the economic barrier, that how do I pay for college barrier. Internship placements. We'd love to hear from our industry partners what kind of opportunities you have for us to be able to place some of these great students in your agencies. Regional workforce and business development, which is also a given, right? If we have educated people in our communities, this is going to help our economic welfare as well. And then together, how do we promote Cochise Cats together as a community between both institutions? So we're really excited about all of those initiatives. And with that, I'd like to really quick do just a quick little engagement activity here with everybody. We're going to launch a poll. And we'd like to hear from each and every one of you, which of these initiatives is your organization interested in supporting as a Cochise Cat partner? So we'll take a couple of minutes here while everybody answers this question. All right, I think that is almost everyone. Oh no, it's still moving a little bit. Give it another couple of seconds. All right, let me go ahead. If that's everybody, I believe, I'll go ahead and end the poll and share the results because I think they're absolutely fascinating. Can everybody see the results? So this is amazing. At first, when we were putting together this poll question, we thought, well, we'd love to hear, and then we'll see what we can do if we don't get any answers for any one of these initiatives. You know, what if we don't have the right representation of folks in the celebration? But this actually gives us a really good idea of the kind of the interdisciplinary, first of all, representation that we have in this celebration, and then also, I mean, it looks like creating academic pathways, which, you know, Erin, you know, this is so important that it's like the #1 priority for sure in any transfer program. But promote Cochise Cats, that's great. This is amazing, everyone. So what is the next step? The next step for us, because for the Cochise Cats Coalition, it's all about action. It's all about making sure that we not only receive the information and we process it, but we also put it out there so that it becomes actionable. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to contact every single one of you that has joined us in this celebration. And we're gonna ask you if you would be interested in participating in future meetings with us, so that we could get this wonderful partnership with the community off the ground and Cochise Cats Coalition. I'm gonna steal just 30 seconds if Michelle and Sarah would just allow me to say thank you to both Sarah and Michelle for being amazing leaders. And Michelle, when I first came on board with the U of A 8.5 years ago, I'm never going to forget how enthusiastic you were to share with me this Cochise Cats partnership and the Cochise Cats Coalition. And I knew from that moment when I came on board that I was in the right place, because the Cochise Cats was definitely one of the main reasons why I decided to work with the U of A. So it really honors me to be able to have been part of this group and have been part of this institution. And with that, I want to say to everyone that my journey has ended with the University of Arizona. And in a couple of weeks, I will be starting a new journey as director of business operations for the American Heart Association. So you're not rid of me yet, because I will definitely be in the community and I will be with everyone here. Every single one of you has stolen my heart, especially our students. And thank you for allowing me to be able to express that. And I love you all and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Well, I've already cried my tears over that, Melissa. I can't do it again, but yeah, I mean, I have you on my speed dial, so don't think I'm not going to be reaching out to you for motivation, inspiration, and asking questions and just sharing of ideas. So you're an incredible part of what we do here in this community. Now we'd like to introduce our next speaker, who is a Cochise Cats alum herself, having gone from Cochise College to the University of Arizona. Thank you, Holly, for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I see that you guys are full of emotion. So I'm so happy to be part of a program where people care so much about our students and our success. As somebody who graduated, grew up in Sierra Vista and graduated from Buena and then moved to Cochise Community College, and then worked for the University of Arizona South Foundation and eventually transferred into the University of Arizona. I can tell you that was 200 years ago, and we didn't have a program like Cochise Cats. And so we were basically on our own. And I can't tell you how phenomenal I think this program is. I would have done anything to have somebody there to hold my hand to help me be successful in that journey. I feel I got lucky in a lot of ways to have supporting people, but it's nothing like we have today. So I'm incredibly proud and thankful that Anna asked me to be with you guys today. I have to say, it's interesting. So I've just returned to the University of Arizona after being out of Arizona for about 20 years. This is my first foray back, and there's no place I would rather be than here at the university, working on our Tucson campus. It has been incredible to see some of the work that we do as a university campus. And I know my good friend Casey is on the line. And one of the first meetings I had when I was here was with Casey to talk about the importance of the work that you guys are doing in retention and keeping our students here and helping them get from a community college through a bachelor's degree and beyond. It is, I have to tell you, in all of my years, there's a million things that I have taken away. But I have to tell you, the most special thing to me was my education at Cochise. And the reason for that is I was not a great high school student by any means. I probably graduated by the skin of my teeth. But when I came to Cochise, the support that I got from my professors was incredible. And it was the right thing for me to be in a classroom setting with a smaller number of students where I could have access to my professors at any time I wanted, and really taught me the basics of how to get a quality education. So I am deeply indebted to that education I received there. And there are still things I use in my professional career today. When I look at, the one thing that I take away is I had an English professor who was a stickler for adding any extra words into our writing samples. And to this day, I will never use the word "that" in any publication that I use. I think I probably got hammered a million times for putting that very word into any paper I submitted to him. So today I have been trained that unless it is a completely necessary word, I don't use it at all. So those are, I come from a lot of, I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of people. And I have to tell you, it's really interesting that at this time and at this place, the one thing that drew me to coming back was when I met with President Robbins, I was struck that here is a heart surgeon who's running the University of Arizona, but also came from a community college program. And all of the leaders that were in that direct realm also came from a community college background. And I thought that's really fascinating. And currently I'm in DC, and I met with one of the top journalists here who was also, the very first thing he said is, I looked you up and I thought it was really fascinating that not only you and President Robbins and Dr. Carmona, who's leading our incident command system, are these leaders within the university, but all of you came from a community college background. And he's like, that is really something. And I would say that anybody who's participating in this program should feel lucky that you have these supporting people here that want you to succeed. And I would say to our students, you know, be proud of community college. It was something when I was working in Washington, D.C., it was a priority for the past administration to really highlight the benefits of that. And I think we should all be proud because to me, from a community college and then on to a major university, the thing that I treasure most is the ability to keep the jobs and the people in our local communities. I think that this program is unbelievable in helping towns like Sierra Vista, towns like Douglas, small communities where there's, you know, not a lot to do and where it feels like sometimes there's not a lot of opportunity. But I think that, you know, the participation in these programs is incredibly important to our local communities, and it's incredibly important to our states and definitely to us federally. And I think, you know, I am so grateful for the opportunity to come here, and I pledged, I think I was one of the people that said I would promote Cochise Cats. So I think you can always count on me. I am a big advocate for the work that you're doing. I am so incredibly proud to be a graduate of all of those programs, even though I had to do it on my own. But I want to congratulate you guys on this. I think it's phenomenal, and I look forward to being a constant contributor and a cheerleader on the sidelines. So thank you for inviting me today. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer those. If not, you can always get my email address. It's right on the website, and feel free to contact me anytime as well.
Thanks so much, Holly. So Melissa started this conversation before getting some of us emotional. This is something that we're really excited about. As she had mentioned, our next step will be to look at those poll results and to reach out to you, to invite you to join or to participate in future meetings where we sit and we'll focus on identifying goals and objectives for that group's initiative. And I think that that's part of the beauty about being in a community, right? Is that you can connect with others who are not necessarily in your industry, right? And you guys can, and we can, and build a strong foundation in this community and really, you know, amp up like the economy in these communities that we stay in. And I love being in Cochise County, and you know, I've been here almost 13 years now, and I'm raising my kids here, and, you know, I'm raising them to look into Cochise Cats already, even my 4-year-old. And, you know, I think that this is such an awesome opportunity that we have. And like Melissa said, this is really where we are in our next step with Cochise Cats, is to expand, right? Expand greater than just the transfer and focusing on the transfer between Cochise College and the university. That is still there, but to expand and really include the entire community. So this becomes a community conversation, right? Because as a community, we are all responsible for our youth here and for the betterment of this community. So that will be the next step.
And you will get an email from me, so keep a lookout for any emails from me, Amy Coe.
Yeah, so we wanted to leave some time for questions, but first I want to say thank you to the coalition for a decade of just awesomeness. I don't even care if that's not a real word, just a decade of awesomeness. And I want to thank all of you in the community who have taken the time to share this hour with us, to hear not only about Cochise Cats, but, you know, hopefully to be inspired to be a part of this new initiative and be a part of this this greater conversation. I want to say thank you to the speakers. And I know I saw Dr. Fick here, I see Dr. Rottweiler here, and I also see Dr. Packard here and Dr. Deno. I want to open it up to any of you, if you guys wanted to share anything about being in leadership here in Cochise County over Cochise College or the University of Arizona, I hate to put you on the spot. I apologize, but I definitely want to open this up and just give you the opportunity to speak if you want.
Thank you. I'll just take a quick moment to share my appreciation for everybody. When I saw the timeline of kind of the origins of Cochise Cats, I'm proud to have been there to sign that original document that kind of kicked this off. We've seen enormous growth and progress as the institutions have come to work closer together, and it's really benefited our students. And so my thanks to everybody who's been involved in that, and I look forward to seeing the success over the next 10 years. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gary Packard. I'm going to introduce myself first, and then I want to echo what Dr. Wartwala just talked about. So I'm Gary Packard. I'm the new dean over at the College of Applied Science and Technology, what used to be UA South here in Sierra Vista. And I was really pleased by the video that you showed earlier on where President Rottweiler was talking about, he said, today collaboration is how we get things done. And I couldn't agree more with that sentiment and the mission that Cochise Cats has to collaborate across the entire spectrum of education in the state of Arizona and in the region. And it starts from early childhood education all the way to preschool, about communities and educators working together to provide equitable, accessible, affordable, and impactful education for all people. And that's clearly the vision of this organization. So it's one of the things that attracted me to this position. I am proud that our college is a part of this, and I am excited about working with you in the future. So thank you very much for all you do.
Wonderful. Well, now I'd like to open it up for questions.
I don't have a question, but I just thought I'd quickly just say how nice it is to see everybody this morning. Lots of friends on the Brady Bunch squares there. And I just want to say hi to everyone, and hopefully someday we get together again in person. And congratulations, Melissa.
I also just wanted to chime in and also thank the Cochise Cats Coalition for putting together this inspirational event today and making, again, some of us cry. Thank you very much for all of your hard work on this. This was an amazing summary and celebration of the last 10 to 11 years of successes of the program, and I really appreciate the work that you put into sharing this with us today. And of course, I do want to say thank you to Melissa for her incredible impact that she's had on Cochise County, on the Cochise Cats program, and also on me personally and professionally. So thank you, Melissa.
Well, even though it's sad that Melissa is leaving, we still celebrate with her, right? This is still a beautiful thing. But yeah, Amy, did you have something?
I just want to say thank you for showing up to this event. You know, when you put something like this together, you don't know who's going to be able to show up. Is the time going to work for everybody? So I am very much excited that we have so many people that are willing to not only take out an hour of their day to listen to us, but also want to get involved and want to be a part of what we're trying to do here. We have a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, great ideas, and we just really want to get the community involved. That's really our goal. So stay tuned. I said before, stay tuned for emails from me. Just, you know, I'm going to be reaching out to everyone just to see what you want to do, no matter how big or how small. Just want you to be a part of this. Thank you.